Hello, and welcome to another episode of my podcast. Today we are diving into a fascinating topic that affects each and every one of us, memory. Have you ever wished you could remember things more clearly, whether it's for exams, work, or just everyday life? Well, you are in luck because in this episode, we are going to explore some practical tips and tricks to improve your memories based on real-life experiences. In this segment, I want to delve deeper into the importance of staying organized and how it can significantly impact your abilities to remember important information. Let me start by sharing a personal story. Just a few years ago, I struggled with remembering appointments, tasks, and even birthday. I often find myself double booking meetings or forgetting important deadlines, which led to lots of stress and frustration. That is when I realized that my lack of organization was not only affecting my productivities, but also my memory. So, what did I do to change this? I turned to technology. Nowadays, digital calendar and to-do list have become essential tools in my life. Here is how they have made a difference. Now, let's talk about calendar notifications. I set up calendar notifications for everything, from work meetings to doctor's appointments to my cousin's birthday. These reminders not only help me stay on top of my commitments, but also serve as a memory cues. When my phone pings with a reminder, it triggers my memory, making it easier to recall the event. I also rely heavily on to-do lists. Every morning, I jot down the tasks I need to accomplish for the day. Having a physical list in front of me keeping me focused and prevent me from forgetting crucial tasks. Plus, there is nothing quite as satisfying as crossing off items once they are completed. Moreover, in meetings or while studying, I use digital note-taking apps to capture important points. This practice not only ensures that I have a record of critical information, but also engage me more actively in the discussions, which aid in memory retention. Also, there are plenty of apps designed specifically to help with organization. From project management tools to habit trackers, these apps can assist in keeping various aspects of your life in order. But it is not just about digital tools. It is about developing good organizational habits. Here are a few additional tips that have worked for me. First, a cluttered environment can lead to a cluttered mind. Take the time to declutter your workplace and living place regularly. It will not only make you feel more organized, but also help reduce distractions. Second, try to prioritize tasks. Not everything on your to-do list is equally important. Prioritize tasks based on their urgencies and importance, focusing on the most critical ones first. And don't overwhelm yourself with an impossible number of tasks. Be realistic about what you can achieve in a day, week, or month. And finally, having a daily or weekly routine can make organization feel like second nature. It helps create structures and predictabilities in your life. In conclusion, staying organized is a fundamental step in improving memory. By using digital tools, developing good organizational habits, and decluttering your life, you can reduce the cognitive load on your brain, making it easier to remember and recall information. So, whether you are managing a busy work schedule or simply trying to remember important dates, remember that organization can be a powerful ally in your quest for a better memory. Now turn to mindful eating. In this segment, we are going to explore how the food we eat can have a profound impact on our memory. And I will share some practical tips based on my own experiences with mindful eating. Imagine this. You are sitting down to a delicious meal, but you have ever stopped to think about how what you eat can affect not just your physical health, but also your cognitive abilities, including memory. For many years, I never really paid much attention to my diet and how it might be linked to memory. But as I delve deeper into the world of memory's improvement, I discover the crucial roles that nutrition plays. Here are some key insights and tips I have learned along the way. The first things I want to tell you are brain-boosting foods. Incorporating brain-boosting foods into your diet can make a significant difference. I have found that food rich in antioxidant and omega-3 fatty acid are particularly beneficial. These include blueberries. Packed with antioxidants, blueberries can help protect the brain from oxidative stress and improve cognitive functions. Salmon. Salmon is a fantastic source of omega-3 fatty acid, which have been shown to support brain's health and memory. Walnuts are another excellent source of omega-3s and provide essential nutrients for brain's function. Hydration is also important. Dehydration can impair cognitive function and memory. I have personally experienced how staying well hydrated throughout the day can help maintain focus and improve memory retention. Make sure you are drinking enough water daily. And why certain foods can be particularly beneficial for memory. An overall balanced diet is key. Ensure you are getting a variety of nutrients from fruit, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains. Furthermore, it is essential to practice moderation in your eating habits. Overeating, especially when it comes to unhealthy snacks and sugary drinks, can lead to cognitive issues and make it harder to remember information. And remember that skipping meals or irregular eating patterns can affect blood sugar levels and subsequently your abilities to concentrate and remember. Finally, perhaps the most crucial aspect of all is practicing mindful eating. Paying attention to what you eat, savoring each bite, and being present during your meals can enhance your overall relationship with food and improve digestion, which indirectly benefits memory. I will share a personal example to illustrate this point. I used to rush through meals, often eating at my desk while working. Not only did this lead to poor digestions, but I also found that I couldn't remember important details from meetings or tasks I was working on immediately after eating. Once I start taking a break to eat mindfully, focusing solely on my food and the act of eating, I noticed a significant improvement in my post-meal memory and overall well-being. Mindful eating isn't just about what you eat, but also how you eat. By paying attention to the nutritional values of your food, staying hydrated, maintaining a balanced diet, and adopting mindful eating habits, you can support your brain's health and in turn, enhance your memory. So, next time you sit down for a meal, remember that you are not just nourishing your bodies, but also your mind. Sleep is often underestimated when it comes to memory's improvement. Personally, I have experienced the power of a good night's sleep on memory's retention. When I prioritize sleep and aim for 7 to 8 hours per night, I find it easier to focus, concentrate, and remember important information. So, I will share my personal experiences and insight on how adequate sleep can significantly boost your memory. Imagine the scenario. You have had a late night, tossing and turning, and the next day, you struggle to concentrate or remember things clearly. We have all been there, right? Well, it's turned out that There is a strong connection between the qualities and quantity of your sleep and your abilities to remember and learn effectively. Let me start by sharing my own journey with sleep and memories improvement. Like many people, I used to underestimate the importance of sleep. I often sacrifice hours of sleep to meet work deadlines or catch up on my favorite TV shows. As a result, my memory suffered and I experienced frequent lapses in concentration. Here is what I have learned about the vital relationship between sleep and memory. First, during sleep, your brains process and consolidate the information you have encountered throughout the day. It is like filing away important documents in your mental filing cabinet. When you don't get enough sleep, this process is disrupted, and you are more likely to forget what you have learned or experienced. Second, rapid eye movement sleep, which occurs during the later stage of your sleep cycle, is particularly crucial for memory. This phase is associated with vivid dreamings and plays a significant role in memory consolidation, problem solving, and creativity. Next, deep sleep, also known as slow wave sleep, is when your brain engages in memory processing. It helps strengthen neural connections related to information and skills you have acquired during the day. Remember, lack of sleep impairs memory. My personal experience aligns with research that shows a clear link between sleep deprivation and memory problems. When you don't get enough sleep, your brain struggles to encode and retrieve information efficiently. So, how can you ensure you are getting enough quality sleep to support your memory? First, recognize the importance of sleep in your life. Make it a priority, just like you would with work, exercise, or social activities. Also, try to go to bed and wake up at the same times every day, even on weekends. Consistency helps regulate your body's internal clock. Next, create a sleep-friendly environment. Make your bedroom comfortable and conducive to sleep. Keep it cool, dark, and quiet. Consider using blackout curtains and earplugs if necessary. And don't underestimate the power of short naps. A quick power nap during the day, around 20 to 30 minutes, can provide a memories and energy boost. I have used power naps to recharge during a busy work day and found them to be incredibly effective. One important thing is that the blue light emitted by screens can disrupt your sleep-wake cycle. Avoid screens at least an hour before bedtime. Engaging in relaxation techniques like deep breathing, meditation, or progressive muscle relaxation to calm your mind before sleep. Last but not least, avoid stimulant. Down on caffeine or nicotine, especially in the hours leading up to bedtime. Getting enough sleep is not a luxury. It is a necessary for maintaining good memory and cognitive function. Based on my own experiences and the research, I can't stress enough how vital it is to prioritize sleep in your life. By adopting healthy sleep habits, you can enhance memory consolidation, boost your overall cognitive function, and wake up ready to take on the day with a sharper mind. Remember, the quality of your waking hours often depends on the qualities of your sleep. There are various memories techniques out there, and finding the one that works best for you can be a game of trial and error. So, we will explore the fascinating worlds of memories techniques and how they can work wonders for enhancing your memory based on my own experiences. Have you ever been amazed by someone's abilities to remember long lists of items, names, or even entire speeches? Chances are they are using memories techniques that have been developed and refined over centuries. These techniques can be incredibly effective, and I'm excited to share some of my personal insights on how to utilize them for memory's improvement. One of the most ancient and powerful memories techniques I have experimented with is the method of loci. This technique involves associating the items you want to remember with specific locations or places you are familiar with. Here is how this works. Choose a familiar location like your home or a well-known route. Mentally place the items you want to remember at different locations within the space. When you need to recall the items, mentally walk through that location, and the association will help you remember them. For instance, if you are trying to remember a shopping list, you can visualize placing each item in a room of your house. When you are at the store, mentally walk through your house, and you will remember the items effortlessly. Mnemonic devices are memory aids that use patterns, associations, or easy-to-remember phrases to recall information. I have found this incredibly useful for memorizing complex or sequential data. For example, create acronyms or initialism using the first letters of each item you want to remember. For instance, homes can help you remember the names of the Great Lakes, Huron, Ontario, Michigan, Area, Superior. Turning information into a catchy rhythm or song can make it much more memorable. Think of the ABC song or the I before E except after C rule. Creating vivid mental image associated with what you want to remember can be a powerful memory aid. The more unusual or humorous the image, the better it tends to stick in your mind. In addition, when you are faced with a long list of items or numbers, break them into smaller, more manageable chunks. I have used these techniques to remember long phone number or sequences data. Instead of trying to remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, you would break it into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, which is easier to recall. Also, you can try spaced repetition. This technique involves reviewing information at increasing intervals over time. It is based on the ideas that the more you revisit and reinforce the materials, the stronger your memories of it becomes. I have personally found spaced repetition apps and techniques helpful for learning and retaining new vocabularies or facts. Mind maps can also be useful. They are visual representations of information, often in the forms of diagrams with central ideas and branching subtopics. Creating mind maps helps organize and visualize complex information, making it easier to remember. Incorporating memory techniques into your daily life can be a fun and effective way to boost your memory. These techniques have not only helped me remember important information, but have also made the process of learning more engaging and enjoyable. Remember, practice is the key when it comes to memory techniques. The more you use them, the better you will become at applying them effectively. So, whether you are preparing for an exam, trying to remember people's name, or simply want to sharpen your memory skills, consider experimenting with these techniques, and you will be amazed at the result. Engaging your brains in regular mental exercises can be an enjoyable way to boost your memory. In this segment, we will explore the concept of staying mentally active and how it can be a powerful strategy for enhancing your memory based on my own experiences and observations. It is a common saying that a sharp mind is a healthy mind, and this statement couldn't be truer when it comes to memory. Throughout life, your brains benefit from mental exercise just as your body benefits from physical exercise. Staying mentally active not only helps maintain cognitive function, but can also enhance memory and problem-solving skills. Here are some practical tips and personal experiences on staying mentally active. First, let's talk about puzzle and brain games. Engaging in puzzle and brain games can be both enjoyable and mentally stimulating. Activities like crossword puzzle, Sudoku, chess, and brain training apps challenge your mind, helping to improve memory, problem-solving skills, and cognitive function. Also, try to learn something new. Continuously acquiring new knowledge and skills can keep your brain sharp. Whether it's learning a new language, taking up a musical instrument, or mastering a new hobby, the process of learning and adapting to new information strengthens your memory. Reading is also an excellent way to exercise your brain. Whether you prefer books, magazines, or articles, reading exposes your mind to new ideas, vocabularies, and concepts, which can enhance your cognitive abilities. Moreover, engaging in meaningful conversations and social activities can stimulate your brain. Social interactions challenge your memories as you recall details about people, their stories, and shared experiences. Teaching is a powerful way to solidify your own knowledge. When you teach something to someone else, you have to recall and explain the information, which reinforce your memories of it. Also, cultivate a curious mindset. Ask questions, seek out new experiences, and explore topics that pique your interest. Curiosity keeps your brains active and eager to learn. And as discussed in an earlier segment, staying organized not only reduces cognitive load, but also keeps your mind sharp. Being organized helps you remember important tasks and commitments. Traveling exposes you to new cultures, language, and environments, all of which also stimulate your brain. Navigating unfamiliar places and adapting to different situations can enhance your memories and problem-solving skills. Besides, practice like mindfulness and meditations can improve focus and concentrations. These techniques train your brains to be more present and attentive, which can lead to better memory retention. Finally, stay physically active. Physical exercise has numerous cognitive benefits, including memory enhancement. Regular physical activities increase blood flow to the brains and promote the growth of new neurons, which can boost memory. In my own life, I have found that a combination of these activities keep my mind agile and my memory sharp. Whether it's solving crossword puzzle, learning a new programming language, or simply having a stimulating conversation with a friend, staying mentally active is a continuous and fulfilling journey. Remember, the brain is like a muscle. Use it, challenge it, and nurture it, and it will reward you with improved memories and cognitive function. So, find activities that you enjoy and that challenge your mind, and make them a regular part of your life. Your future self will thank you for it. Improving your memories is an ongoing journey, and the strategies I have shared today are based on my own experiences. Remember, what works for one person may not work for another. So, don't be afraid to experiment and find what suits you best. Whether it's staying organized, mindful eating, getting enough sleep, utilizing memory techniques, or staying mentally active, there are plenty of practical ways to enhance your memories and lead a more productive and fulfilling life. Thank you for tuning into this episode of my podcast. If you found this information helpful, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with others who might benefit from these memory boosting tips. Until next time, keep exercising your brains and unlocking the secrets to better memory.